Ahoy! Welcome into the Junk Drawer, part of the Korked Podcast Network. Beware the Ides of June. Why? I mean, in my opinion, why was Shakespeare only concerned with the Ides of March? To me, I think we should be concerned with the Ides of every single month. I'm Austin. That's AD. What's up, AD?
I will also retire if I have to play for Andy Reid again.
Classic. AD is actually short for I was gonna make I couldn't come up with anything. Anyway, that's Kyle. What's up, Kyle?
Hey, it's good to be here. AD is short for all day, or a dude, or a dumb thing I couldn't come up with.
See, and that's why
There we go.
That's why we brought Kyle.
The thing about coming up with abbreviations is the letter A is also the word and then you can use any word.
Yeah, that's actually
a pro tip. That's a StreamYard pro tip.
Not enough people talk about that, how easy that is. Kyle, obviously he was with us last week. He's back again for another week. Yeah. Comedian, host of Never Seen It podcast, where comedians rewrite movies that they've never seen.
Yes.
If you subscribe to the Junk Drawer, or even if you don't subscribe to the Junk Drawer, go and subscribe to Never Seen It, because I guarantee you it is worth your time. You will absolutely love that podcast. Kyle's the host of it, and occasionally his dad jumps in.
Every once in a while. Today he did. I recorded one just today, so he did, and he'll be there on Thursday.
Well, there you go. I imagine just your day is just filled with podcast records, just one right after.
Well, I had a sometimes I try and have a big bulky day, so then I can have some time. I'm one of those three horrible days for 4 off. I would prefer over 6 where I got to do stuff.
Right? Yeah, sure.
I like that.
I'm one of those crazy people that loves vacations, and one of those quirky, unique, sort of hip people that loves when people just hand him money.
You know what? Does
that happen often?
Never. It hasn't. I actually lost my wallet. If anyone's seen it, I'm having a panic attack because I don't want to have to go to the DMV. I did lose my wallet yesterday. Have you lost your wallet completely before and you don't know where it is? And you don't have. I'm not rich enough to have anywhere it could just be. I've looked all of the places it could possibly be, and neither Vaughn's grocery store has seen it.
my wife lost my credit card this weekend.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was like, couldn't you have lost yours? The
thing is, I love that one. It literally has my name on it.
Right.
I have my credit card. I have my driver's license.
That driver's license and Blockbuster membership card are the only cards I have with my name on it.
Yeah. My driver's license doesn't even have my name on it. Spoiler alert.
That's great.
Oh wow,
some guy's name on it.
Fake ID.
It's great. I don't want to start being upset about my driver's license. It's crazy. You only have to take your driver's test once. I keep thinking about that now because I don't even have to go take it again. When you're 16, you take a driver's test. You trick someone into thinking you're average at drive. You trick, because if you had to take your driver's test accurately, you'd have your phone out the whole time. You just have your phone. Every time your car slowed down, you'd have to pull your phone out and look at it.
Right. And in fact, that should be what kids, teenage kids, when they take the driver's test, they should have to do that.
You should have to engage with TikTok to pass your driver's test.
You should. That's how you really connect with Gen Z. Yeah.
And these kids, and you take your test once when you're 16, and then you can be 90 and you haven't done any other tests. And so someone could take their test and on a horse 80 years ago, and now they have a Tesla, and it feels like there should be different tests.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, I lost my driver's license. If anyone's seen it, I don't even have Facebook, so even if someone finds it, I don't know how they'll find me.
If anyone finds Kyle's driver's license while we were in the middle of this live stream, comment along.
Sorry.
Yes, good idea.
If you comment, your comment could be showcased live on the stream with us.
Just
you can interact with the show that way.
Driver's license number into the chat if you got it.
Yeah,
smash that comment that driver's license unique code
and the credit card number.
Right. If you find my credit card, if you could just give the credit card number, the expiration date, and the security code number on the back.
I was always regretting that vaccination cards were a little bit larger than our wallets, so they're hard to carry around. But now I've never been more thankful because I lost my wallet, and all I have to my literal name is a vaccination card. Not even
that's
the
important.
COVID.
That's important nowadays, though. Some may say that's even more important than the driver's license, because I'm pretty sure a driver's license never got me half off tickets to Six Flags.
Or I went to the Angels Royals game the other day, and that was very nice.
Right? Yeah.
You get pulled over, and it's like registration and vaccination card, please.
yeah.
I'd be like, officer, I don't want to get shot. Already did, and I hold up my vaccination card
Twice.
Man gets shot twice, months apart.
Yeah, 50 Cent's got nothing on us, man.
Child shot 8 times, and then 33 years later, twice with a month in between. What horrible luck I've had.
Also, subscribe, rate, and review. I have to say that just
legally,
I just want to get that out of the way.
Yep.
It's never fun to say in a podcast.
Yeah.
So it's better to just rip the Band-Aid off the top. Subscribe, rate, and review.
You ever get bad reviews and you read the bad reviews?
On the podcast?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I got a review and it was bad, and it was like, I don't get it. I don't know why people like it. All the guests stink. Host is good, and I was like, oh, well, this felt.
That's
I read it out loud as it went.
A little
like,
underhanded.
Yeah. What about that? What about that? That review was bad. I don't get it.
I don't know the star amount, I guess.
Before we get into good, back, and ugly, Kyle, name a woman.
Sheryl Crow.
Nice. Mizzou grad.
Yes.
Yeah. Are you strong enough to be her man?
No,
I didn't think so.
Absolutely
AD, name a woman.
Do it.
Mariah Carey. I mean, we're just going music based.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
I would say Mariah Carey is larger than music now.
Shania Twain.
Okay, well, you cued yourself.
Quick, Austin, name a woman.
Okay, Kyle, what number am I thinking of? 6. Yes. Oh my goodness. I get me every time.
All right, let's get into some good, back, and ugly, where each week we each share a good of the week, we each share a back of the week, and we each share an ugly of the week. Also, please disregard the fact that my office looks the exact same as it did last week. If you're watching on the stream, it's clearly I have not even, I don't even think I've touched.
It looks like boxes. You've just bought more boxes.
Shout out Chewy. Yeah. This podcast brought to you by.
I'm really trying to get that Chewy sponsorship for our podcast.
Are you unpacking that Chewy alone? Are you like Han Solo with that Chewy you got back there?
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's let's kick it into light speed. All right, hyperdrive.
Sometimes some of your puns you could just be like, yeah, I remember some of the other words from it. You could just say that and it would fill this thing. One is actually saying it.
This thing made the Kessel run in 12 parsecs.
Yeah, look at this box. It's a Star War.
All right, let's get into Scott Manziara says, I want to hear College World Series.
Great. Turn your TV on and look away from it.
Yeah.
I know that's stupid and mean. I didn't mean that. That'd be funny.
I'm gonna try and decode what this message means.
I think he wants to hear us talking about the College World Series.
Oh, okay. All right. I guess that's what it means. I don't think we're gonna talk about it. I know because it's such a niche sport. I don't know.
Right.
Is it happening?
Congrats to Tennessee. I know Tennessee. Grit, our guy. Tennessee's in the College World Series. Congrats to them.
Missouri. Is it happening right now?
Probably. I think it's like 8 months a year.
I don't think it's started yet. I don't know.
I thought it just happened.
I don't know. It's literally the only people that care about the College World Series are the teams that are in the College World Series.
No, my friend Scott Manziara likes it.
Well, that's true. Scott Manziara does like the College World Series.
Here's all I know about the College World Series is every year I know the College World Series is happening because I watch Missouri get knocked out the game before it. That's what happens every year. I'm like, oh, the College World Series is coming up. Yeah. I could tell because Missouri just got upset by a school that I think only exists for lacrosse.
Right.
Like that's what always happens. It'll be like, so San Diego State, like they're good, but you know what I mean? It'll be like some school, Lipscomb, had just knocked Missouri out.
That's right.
We have 9 World Series. We have 9 baseball MLB players, but we lost to Lipscomb, who coaches kid pitches and catches.
My wife went to grad school at Lipscomb.
Is it Lipscomb or Lipscomb?
Lipscomb. Okay. And she also played shortstop. So She was on that College World Series too.
It sounds like an innuendo.
Dylan Taylor 43
wait a
is in.
second.
Dylan Taylor says, "Hey guys, I think Scott wants to hear about the College World Series. Just a guess, though. You know what? I think he's right. I think
I think Dylan's onto something.
Yeah. So that was our College World Series segment. I'd say.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much the start and the end of it. Unless anyone else in the comments wants to chime in about it.
Who's left, and I'll make some predictions.
Probably the best College World Series analysis you'll find on most podcasts this week.
Omaha, right?
That 1 year,
Omaha.
a team won the College World Series, and then the guy played for the Royals, and then won the World Series that same year. He won the College and Pro World Series in the same year. Finnegan, that pitcher.
That's right. I remember him. Yeah,
that's and now he's like not in the league. But you know, there's another thing. What other things have ever happened?
Why would he need to be in the league? How many other World Series are there?
He already accomplished everything he needed.
Yeah,
he's done.
It's literally like, like if you beat a video game, you don't need to keep playing. You already beat the game.
It should have to be like that. You should have Brandon Finnegan. Yeah, TCU. That's right. It should have to be. You should have to end when you win. That's what it should be. Because you know who would like. If someone's like an alcoholic and they stop drinking because they're an alcoholic, they basically won, and so they quit. And that's like, oh, sorry, I was better than everyone at it.
Yeah,
and so I stopped. So like, if LeBron like quit because he was done, people are like, that's correct. That I think you should only be able to win once. That's what I'm saying. You win a championship, you're out of the league, or you can play until the playoffs next year if you really love it. That's my new rule.
Yeah. That way the Patriots would have been out of the league in 2001. I agree with that. I think that's a great rule. I think,
Tom.
Give other teams, like, instead of relegation, there should be acceleration.
Relegation?
Yeah. If you excel high enough, you get relegated to a lesser league.
Maybe then you can go to a new team and try and win.
Or you go to an advanced league of just winners, and then every time you win, the champion goes to the new league.
Historically, I have really good ways to fix every sport. I actually made a giant list of rules to fix sports, and I think that this is one of them we can add to the rule.
Okay. Acceleration. But it's spelled EXCEL. Oration.
Right. Like it's a decal
like
back in the Subaru.
Yes.
Or Elon Musk's son.
yeah. That's Elon Musk's son's name.
Is he a boy or a girl right now? Does he have a son?
I don't know if it is. I don't even know if it's human.
I don't think we can assume. Yeah.
I figured just because he would only spell it, he'd spell it SUN. That's the only reason I'm saying that.
Yeah. It's just my son.
Or my
source of energy for most of the planet.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to some good, back, and ugly. AD, let's go ahead and start with you. What's your good of the week?
My good of the week, Moby Dick. So there's,
and I was going to say it's about time we'd get some Moby Dick talk.
Right, I saw it trending.
It was a smooth transition from College World Series to Moby Dick. Very easy, very seamless.
We're hitting all the things people want to hear.
It's two things no one pays attention to unless school makes them.
Right?
Wow. Yes. It's too early for this.
Oh yeah.
Give it to him, Austin.
No, should I give it to him?
Yeah, I think you should.
Look, I've been waiting and pausing for a few.
Yeah.
That one was free.
You could say he was due.
Kyle gave so many free ones out last week. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Only free because my invoice didn't seem to go through. In my own voice is what I call it.
All right, so Moby Dick.
So the story came out of Cape Cod. Hang on a sec.
Ooh, very spooky.
A lobster diver in Cape Cod says a humpback whale scooped him up and spat him out. So, did you guys see about this at all? No?
Was his name Jonah?
From the book, the other book.
Oh no, he wasn't. Sorry. But here, this is his reaction here. Let me share this.
Oh, we're gonna screen share.
I hope it's the crying emoji, and you're sharing your screen to say this was his reaction. Oh boy,
we got that sound.
Is this a guy saying, "I want to hear College World Series"?
Yeah, Oh, is this Scott? Damn it, this is Scott. He's back on the podcast again.
I guess the sound isn't working, is it?
Is that WZB4? I think it is. Okay.
Well, this is great for the podcast listeners.
Well-
They're like, what's going on?
Basically, his reaction though, he's just like, "Well, this is it," like I'm in a whale. It was
AD. Send me that link. Let me see if I can, because I want to hear this guy. Lobster Diver says the tweet says Lobster Diver says he was swallowed by a whale off of Provincetown. This is Boston.
That's such a New England.
Yeah, this is in Boston.
Town name. Everything is the name of another town with the word town. Like
town. Yes.
Lobster Diver says he was swallowed by a whale off of New York City-ton. And
Right.
Place that you're from.
So okay, so basically what happened was this humpback whale, he was lobster diving about 45 feet deep. That seems pretty deep to me. And then all of a sudden he was like swooped up by this humpback whale, and he was in the whale's mouth for like 30 to 40 seconds. And I guess the whale decided that he did not want to eat him. So
Does the guy have a name? Does the guy have a name? We just know this guy. We just know he's from Provincetown. Does he have a name?
Mark Malberg.
Mike, yeah. Tom Brady. Michael Packard, 56 years old.
All right, Michael Packard. This is Michael Packard on being swallowed by a
This guy
whale.
doesn't bring up not getting his Teamsters Union pension because of this. I'm gonna not believe it.
Here he goes. Now look, I don't know if you couldn't hear that. He said, "All right, I'm in a whale's mouth. Oh my God, I'm in a whale's mouth. This is it. I'm probably going to die." I can't knock the guy.
No,
That's
I didn't
exactly
believe him until I heard him talking about it.
That's exactly what I would have thought if I would have been swallowed by a whale.
If I got eaten by a whale, I would say out loud, LOL.
Like
One.
just getting swallowed by a damn whale. Yeah, my first thought in my brain would be, I'm in a whale's mouth right now.
Yeah.
I don't see how you can knock him for his thought process there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you think he had any like lobster in his hand? Like whenever he was swallowed up, that's why the whale ate him?
Ooh, like a garnish?
So maybe he did get something out of it.
I think whales eat tiny krill, right?
Yeah.
Don't they eat those really little guys? And am I making this up? Don't they eat
No,
tiny,
you're
tiny
right.
things?
Yeah.
Tiny, like plankton?
Yeah, plankton.
Krill.
Yeah, right through the bristles. Don't teeth have bristles for teeth, like broom bristles?
I think they're probably teeth.
Yeah, but they're not like made like they're not like teeth.
Oh,
like
I thought you
we
meant
have.
like we made brooms out of whale mouth.
no.
It feels like we could have had synthetic whale mouth at this point.
I think vice versa. We make whale teeth out of brooms.
Okay, retroactively making them. That's evolution for you,
Right? that's
Darwin
is
is out
crazy.
here. Charles Darwin shoving broom bristles into a whale's mouth. And he's like, "I told you guys. I told you."
I'm not one to.
You know what? The best part about this story is though that there's absolutely no way to confirm if it's actually happened or not. Like we have no idea. Like, I mean, why would you?
No.
It happened.
He's
It doesn't
literally
look like a guy that wants to be on the news. That
He's
looks like a guy
literally
that hates the
sitting-
media. That
he's
looks like
literally sitting on the side of a parking lot right now.
yeah.
Like, and we're just like, and he's just telling us he got swallowed by a whale.
If it was fake, I think if it
Work.
was fake, he would still like be wet and he would have like put shit on himself, like little seaweeds, and like had like an eye patch, and he would have came out. But it just he put so little effort in. The man wears scrubs as regular clothes.
He is
just
currently
in a
wearing scrubs.
Maybe he's a nurse, but I don't think he is.
Yeah,
I think he's
no.
a lobster
He
diver.
looks
no?
like the kind of guy that. Yeah, he looks like the kind of guy who was gifted a pair of scrubs, and like that's like what he wears, like
Right.
probably like 5
Or
days.
he
out of the
just
week.
he just went shopping and thought it was a shirt, and that's what style. He's like, "They're comfortable t-shirts."
Very yeah. He's like, can't find this at the Gap.
right.
Oh All right. So Moby Dick is your good of the week, correct?
And so apparently he said while he's still recovering from soft tissue damage, which is all he suffered, Packard told the newspaper he'll be back in the water as soon as he heals. Maybe because it's a made-up story. Of course he's going to go back in the water if he never actually got swallowed by a whale.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't.
Yeah, I would.
Would you?
Would.
How
Yeah.
long? How long after getting swallowed by a whale would you go into the ocean?
Probably. I mean, well, you got to kill him. So I have to dive back in for him right away. I don't know however long it takes me to walk home and get my baseball bat, I guess is how long I would be out of the water before I got back in. Everyone has one emergency harpoon behind glass, correct?
Yeah.
Or you should at least.
Hammer, or you just take Amari Stoudemire's hand and you just swing it into the emergency glass and then you take your harpoon up. That's for no one, but you remember when that happened? Oh boy, really ruined the Knicks for 15 years when that guy.
Oh God.
Pirate thing.
Kyle, what's your good of the week?
Small kiddie pools.
Okay.
Perfect time of year for him.
I bought a tiny kiddie pool. It's 1,000 degrees outside. I put my dog in it. He was confused, and then he started romping around like an idiot. And it's really funny to watch. And he's like trying to swim, but it's too shallow, so he's just walking hard. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like if you tried to swim if we tried to swim in a foot of water, that's what it looks like for him. He's doggy paddling, but hitting the bottom with every single movement. And it's really funny.
Would that just be a prance? Would that just be a glorified prance?
A jaunt.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but it's very fun. It's very cool. It's nice. It's 100 degrees out. Put your little dog in a kiddie pool. It's like all this stuff that we used to. You remember when you were small and you were like, I really want all this stuff, and you were poor, you couldn't get the stuff. Now you're like, it actually wasn't that expensive. It's like $15 on Amazon, and
for a kiddie pool.
Be okay with they call it a kiddie pool because it's made by a child in China, and so that's why they call it a kiddie pool. My Nikes are also kiddie shoes, and my phone is a kiddie phone. So that's that's how I cope with using forced labor for a lot of my extra things. That I have around.
Yeah, as long as it's cheap.
Yeah, but this pool is like $15 on Amazon's dog proof. I don't know what that means.
Dog proof.
I don't know. He can't eat it. I don't know. I feel like all pools are, but he loved it. You guys gotta get this. You put your feet in them. You sit outside. It feels nicer. It takes way too long to clean up. You don't know where to put the water. Your yard's gross for way too long. It's awesome.
Which, while we were on the subject of Kyle's dog, so just recently the dog show, Westminster Dog Show,
happened,
and the winner was this dog named Wasabi.
Yeah.
And I just want to take a look at this thing.
Oh, majestic.
This thing looks like, do you guys remember?
You ever walk by a KB Toys in a mall and they have those little ferrets attached to a ball? And
right?
Yes.
That mixed with, first of all, great KB Toys reference, Kyle.
Thank you. I'm actually sponsored by them. I need people to go there soon. It is dire. KBToys.k, please, boys. I need you to go there and get them. Anything.
Can you use a promo code at the store in the mall?
They are so desperate. If you use promo code Kyle, they'll pay you $15 to take anything you want from the store.
You can buy yourself a kiddie pool
run every minute of every day.
So Wasabi won. Did you guys remember Chewbacca Mom? I also feel like it's this is just Chewbacca Mom's mask, like just bobbing up and down. That's what this dog looks like. And
really,
this thing won. This was the thing that won. They were like, all the judges were like, yeah, this is the best dog.
Your dog is like looking at it like, what's up? And you're like, I can't explain. Sometimes life's not fair. And it's just, this is one of those moments.
Are we even
green liquid?
Are we even sure that dog has legs?
No, it just shuffles
isn't
around.
As good looking of a dog as a better looking dog is the JPEG at the beginning of the video. That is a dog I would vote for. Ahead of it is the half a second logo you see. I'm gonna start a rival show called the Eastminster Dog Show, and how that's gonna work is it's gonna be only foster dogs, and it's gonna be who's hilarious but also doesn't threaten neighbors, and that's what it's gonna take.
Yeah. and who doesn't poop the most.
I would love a rescue dog show where like the events are like, please just don't, please stop. Like that's the first event,
right?
And then it's just where the dog just kind of doesn't do stuff, and then there's like, don't stop chewing the edge of the bed, and then if you can get it to do that, and that would be so. And then if you can name what breed it is, if you can guess, that's another event. And
also don't forget putting your dog in a kiddie pool.
Right. Oh my God, he would be so good.
Kiddie
it took
pool.
him a while, actually. He probably
also shout out to our guy Grit. Grit is in the chat. He says he's contacting KB Toys right now. Remember, use promo code Kyle when shopping at all KB Toys. All right,
KB Toys. If you call their number, you will get KB on the phone immediately. Korked Toys.
Korked Toys. Wow.
Toys. Right. That's what it's
you could get that website and sell merch. That might be a good get right now.
Do you think we could overtake KB Toys and just sell like what? I don't even know what toys we would sell. Like AD action figures.
People are just waiting for that. Actually.
Yeah.
The Toys doesn't have a website.
Congrats, Grit, to your Tennessee Vols for the College World Series.
You'll have more College World Series talk.
Yeah. You'll have to go back to the podcast to listen to our College World Series analysis. We already covered it all.
Yeah, that's parts 1, 2, and 3 of this today's episode were that. So you have to listen.
Yeah,
to
it was in depth.
The unrated version. You remember unrated versions of DVDs?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like Wedding Crashers. You're like, this one's uncorked, and you're like, what is it? Like 4 more boobs.
Yeah, just a couple more boobs. That's all. Yeah.
Google that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, oh man, I gotta spend this $10 extra on this DVD to get the uncorked version.
I think it'd be hilarious if you bought like the uncensored version of a movie and it was uncensored how you knew they didn't want it. It's like, I just got the uncensored version of American Pie, full frontal Eugene Levy the whole time, every scene he's in.
Just every scene he's just naked.
Nothing else.
And they're like, dude, why did you get this version? He said it said it was unbaked.
Right. It's unbaked.
God. All right. My good of the week is, and I'm surprised no one's brought it up yet today, but I guess I'm the only true American of the bunch. My good of the week is Flag Day, which is actually today.
Happy Flag Day, guys.
Happy Flag Day, guys. It's
Call me when there's what about White Flag Day? Like the guy who doesn't understand. When Straight Flag Day? When's Men's Flag Day?
All flags matter. Really, is what the thing is. Flag Day. Do you guys know where Flag Day comes from?
Germany.
What? No, it's an American holiday. It's.
I gotta say, and not to take the wind out of Flag Day here, but I mean this to prompt the least.
Hang on.
Okay,
that one's free. We're not letting you get by with that one, Kyle. That one is
conversation.
That one's free.
Possible.
We're not going to let that one float by.
Right. All right. I'll just do the rest of the joke at half-mast. That's the American Pie uncut version. That's just Eugene Levy full frontal is called half-mast edition. And the sock is dangling from it the whole time. There's a scene where he puts the crusty sock on it because he watched the Red Hot Chili Peppers concert video. Flags just feel weirder now.
Do they? Even American flag?
I don't know. If you saw someone with like 10 American flags outside, doesn't that feel... It all feels a little weirder.
Yeah.
It all feels a little weirder.
It does. I'll admit
all
that.
All flags feel a little weirder to me right now. I don't know why.
I know why. I get that.
I know exactly why.
Maybe this Flag Day we just maybe just take a step back. Like we all love America. That's not debated. We love America.
What about those old Navy T-shirts with American flags on it?
That's 4th of July.
Yeah.
That's 4th of July. I think we have a little bit of time. Let's revisit it at 4th of July. How about that?
Fair.
Because those shirts are important to America and our society, especially when you're on a big vacation with a large family.
I'm not saying the flags can't be good, and shout out to Old Navy and Chubbies for keeping flags in the positive mainstream, but something about flags feels very January 6th-y to me now at this point, and I'm worried about it.
Let's revisit it July 4th. I think we'll be at a better.
I'm busy that day. I can't. revisit the flag conversation.
Kyle's like, I've got two shows, Tacoma,
I'm gonna be in my kiddie pool.
The Funny Bone. Oh,
I wish. Tacoma, if you're listening, please.
Tacoma, book Kyle Ayers for.
So hard to get booked right now. Everyone's because you're competing with everyone who didn't do it for a year, and you're like, "Hey, can I get?" This is like a place I've been to a bunch. I'm like, "Hey, I'd love to come back." And they're like, "Sorry, we have Adam Sandler for 18 weekends." I miss when he was busy.
Right. Like when they would just like chime in when they had nothing better to do. But now it's like for a year and a half, they've had nothing better to do. So they're ready to all jump in.
They still can't go back to making movies and stuff. So instead they're stealing my $1,800.
Yeah. So Flag Day, unlike AD's thought, it does not come from Germany. It actually comes from America. Oh. And it commemorates the adoption of the flag of the United States on June 14th, 1777, by resolution of the Second Continental Congress. I don't know what much of that means, but I do know what the word adoption means. And I do know how important it is to adopt pets.
Right.
Adopt, don't shop.
I mean, what is America if not a country full of rescues?
Right.
You know what I mean? We're kind of like
we're all adopted.
America really feels
deep.
like it has like such a like we're better than everyone else. And then you're like, but aren't we the people that had to leave everywhere else?
Yeah.
Aren't we full of the people who are like, I could do this on my own. And then we kind of didn't. And it took us a long time.
We were adopted from Europe, essentially. Right. Yeah.
I mean, some of the European people in America were. And no one was here when we got here. And everyone came here voluntarily. And that is Flag Days.
That's why Flag Day means so much to all of us. And the fact that our flag was adopted too, I think that's great.
Nice. That is nice. It bites a little more than the other ones.
Right. It poops indoors sometimes.
It'll live a little longer.
Yeah, exactly. So AD, what's your back of the week?
Actually, I meant to bring it up when we were talking about the dog show. Barry Bonds was in that dog show. I don't know if you saw that.
And he lost to Wasabi?
Yeah, Wasabi kicked his ass. But it's pretty standard for Barry Bonds though to get to the big dance and not be able to.
Wow, the first seal juice to ever take down Bonds, Wasabi flavor.
Wasabi juice. He entered a. Hang on, I need to find the picture here. A miniature Schnauzer, I believe it was. Yeah, miniature Schnauzer named Rocky into the Westminster Dog Show. So, is he trying to get into the Hall of Fame, like the Westminster Hall of Fame? Like maybe that's where he's trying to go, that route. Dogs, but
tell me you juiced during your entire career without telling me you juiced your entire career. This is Barry Bonds today.
Ever since then, she does all the work. I'm not going to sit there and say I do. I don't do much.
Like my man looks skinnier than he did with the Pirates.
I was hoping so badly that Barry Bonds would be like, and then I was just in the whale. And look at this woman with the biggest lens you've ever needed to take a picture from 4 feet away.
Wait,
from
hang
Barry
on
Bonds.
a second.
Can we run that back?
Hang on. Barry Bonds.
Whoa.
You can take a picture of where Edward Snowden, wherever he is, with that lens that she has right there.
Lady, how far away do you think you are from Barry to the fact that you need that wide, like this isn't 2002 Barry Bonds where you need a wide angle lens when you're standing 5 feet away.
And what you can't tell is that actually that lens is just attached to her iPhone. That's just one of those little dock lenses. So she's going to flip that down and try and text.
Also,
it's actually just a picture.
She just comes out of nowhere. She
out
just
of nowhere.
She just comes out of nowhere and she's just like, boom, got him.
Biggest lens. She is 8 feet away.
And then she just walks off like nothing ever happened.
It's just a picture of the inside of his ear, actually.
There's
the dog.
There's Barry Bonds' dog, Rocky.
Wow.
Couldn't come up with a cooler name than Rocky.
Yeah, right.
It's funny to think that Barry Bonds spent his whole career walking, and he's like, now I need to have another animal do it professionally. And he just gets his dog to also walk. And he's like, see, this is the only two sports where a walk is positive.
I would have guessed this was Barry Bonds' dog.
Everyone knows Austin Googled buff dog.
He's done this before, though. He's done this before.
Oh yeah, it came up as a suggestion.
Yeah, he typed in B and it goes buff dog.
Yeah, did you mean buff dog? How'd you know? Google?
And then it was buff, comma,
and then Google
DAWD.
says again, really? um,
Back for more.
So all right, well, shout out Barry Bonds. I surprised his dog didn't win. If Barry Bonds got beat by Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa's dog, do you think then Barry would win at all costs the next time around?
I think Sammy Sosa's dog would have a good shot because everyone would be like, the coat on this dog changes color over time. It's very interesting. It started off as a puppy with such a dark coat, but as it grew older and older, look at how the long, lighter coat grew out here. This is so wild.
And with Mark McGwire's dog, they'd be like, "Oh, I love his affliction genes."
Yeah, it was hard because Mark McGwire's dog just sat in front of the dog show, just really not admitting that it was at a dog show or had ever been to a dog show.
Right.
And it really, really affected its public persona when he was like, I did nothing at this dog show. Everyone was at the dog show. I don't know why I'm at the dog. Then Sammy Sosa's dog just pretended it didn't know how to be a dog.
Right. Well, and Sammy Sosa's dog, when asked to speak, when he said speak, he would be like, "I'm sorry, I don't know English."
The dog next to him would have to be like, actually, this dog doesn't really know how to speak, even though he's been speaking on camera his entire life. And then you know what? The dog show was actually exploiting them, and the commissioner of the dog show made it into the Hall of Fame, despite the entire era of dogs not getting to. The dog show owes all the dogs an apology, and we all need to ease up on the dogs a little bit. And you know what? Let the dog from 45 years ago who bet on the dog show in. Who cares? The dog bet on himself to get in there. I don't need to see this old dog selling autographs at Independence Center. I want these dogs to have a life again. I think that we need to get rid of the old dog rules. We need to get rid of the unwritten dog rules.
Yes, preach.
Fun out there for a little while. I'm tired. First off, the judges, robot judges. I'm here to say we need robot judges right now.
We're so deep down this dog show analogy that I don't even know where we're at anymore.
I didn't want to balk it too long of a pun,
Hey,
that whole thing was free. That whole thing.
It's free.
Baseball sure sticks to its rules in such an insane manner for a sport that had a rule no black people can play for 80 years. They sure seem to think they shouldn't change their rules, despite they got a rule in the baseball rule book about what to do if a squirrel or a bird interrupts a pitcher. That rule is 100 pages before the rule that says all races can play professionally. So I think maybe we should ease up on the rules a little bit and let a guy, if I hit a home run, you don't know the celebration I would do. I would call someone while rounding the bases.
Just pull out your phone. You do
your mom. You'd call your mom.
Why when people can't celebrate home runs, act like you've been there before? This never happens. It's so hard.
You did the Joe Horn while circling the bases.
I would.
Pull it out of your pants.
Yeah, you would call your mom. Is that, or who would you call?
I would call myself and listen and leave a voicemail, so I would remember how good it felt.
To remember that moment.
Well, wait, if you call yourself, doesn't that take you to your voicemail?
Look, Austin, I'm a slow runner. I got time to figure these things out. I just don't.
Kyle calls AT&T support while he's like rounding the base. He's like, look, if I call myself, can I leave myself a voicemail, or will that just take me straight to my voicemail? Well, and then in that case, do I need a passcode to access my voicemail?
Yeah, and AT&T's like, you left us for T-Mobile 2 years ago. And I'm like, I know, but I just have your number saved.
Yeah. And you're like, well, and look, can you blame me? T-Mobile's the official carrier of Major League Baseball.
It's so tight. You get MLB TV for free because of it. And the cool part about MLB TV is you can't watch any teams in the place you're in. And who would want to watch the team in the city they live in? I don't understand that. You want to watch the teams from 700 miles away play the teams from 900 miles away.
Yeah, if I'm living in my hometown and my hometown team is playing, I don't want to watch them, but I do want to watch the 29 other teams play.
You got to give it up for Major League Baseball. They are like, what if we implement a strategy to get fans to watch in 2002? That's what they're really trying to do right now.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to pick up the 40-year-olds when they're 18.
I think Major League Baseball is the most popular sport amongst fans in 2002 in 2021.
It's the most, definitely by far the most popular sport of the crossover of large fans of acronyms. That's what I would say MLB is. If someone, you don't want to hear someone say UZR, ERA, WAR, it's the best sport for that. If you want to hear someone say, I had a good time watching, you're going to have to watch like the NBA or something.
MLB PR just recently dropped a press release saying that Major League Baseball was the most streamed sport amongst sidekicks last year.
It's definitely MLB
Brought
leads
to you by T-Mobile.
Yeah.
MLB leads the streaming charts amongst people who had to call their kids to help them log into the thing to stream it. That is what I would say.
Yeah.
Baseball for sure.
Number one. Look, I mean,
baseball leads all statistics amongst people who can't remember their password, even though it's on a sticky note on their monitor.
right. Yeah. That's, I mean,
Let them have fun. I'm sorry, it's the full of fun people. Okay, so you said the dog show was your thing, cool.
Yeah. So anyway, where we at? Back of the week, AD. Do you hit us with your back of the week?
Yeah, Barry Bonds, he's back.
Barry Bonds is back. Oh, nice.
Barry
That was a
Bonds
nice
back,
segue into the.
Yeah.
All right, Kyle, what's your back of the week?
My back of the week should have been kiddie pools. But I did it for my good of the week. And
Kyle's-
you know what?
Kyle's good, back, and ugly are just all
They're
kiddie.
all
Just
so
all
back.
kiddie pools, yeah.
They're good and they're back and they're super fun and you love them. Just get a kiddie pool. They're so cheap. You can buy
At
these
KB Toys.
at KB Toys Kiddie Pool. It's KB short for Kiddie Pool, and it's Kiddie Pool Kiddie Pools, and you can get them there. And look, I mean, how is Shohei Ohtani not the most famous athlete in the world? Baseball. I went and watched him play. I'm just so mad at baseball for not being bigger because everyone wants to watch everything right now. People are obsessed with sports. They're obsessed with numbers. If only there's a sport that is only numbers. If only there's a sport that plays so many games that none of them matter. They do so many of their thing that nothing. I went and watched Shohei Ohtani, and the Royals were there. I think I don't explicitly remember them showing up to this game in particular.
Did they put their jerseys on?
My girlfriend doesn't know how baseball works. She's learning terms like walk while we're at the game. And Ohtani walks up to the plate to stand there and she goes, he looks better than everyone else.
Wait, when you say when she doesn't know walk, you mean like base on balls, right?
Not walking up to the plate.
Yeah, not just
No,
like
yeah,
just straight up like
yeah.
walking.
She sprinted to the stadium once we got out of the car. It was crazy. I'm like,
And you're like, babe, you can walk.
down.
And she's like, I don't know what that means.
she's like, I'm not gonna slun. And I'm like, what? She's like, slow run. And I'm like, that's the word for that. She thought she came up with slunning.
Yeah,
No,
she's a big slunner though, in her defense.
Ohtani, who hit a home run and a double and had 4 RBIs and 2 runs in the game. This dude is, how is he not? If basketball doesn't even have an equivalent of this, because they have like Luka, who's super young and new, but he's not like also Rudy Gobert blocking like if Luka blocked 5 shots a game, that's what this would feel like.
Yeah.
This dude is doing everything, and
pitching.
he plays at Disneyland, which just means that it's easy to get there.
That's the thing. I feel like
crazy.
I think Anaheim is a and I do think there's a bigger problem with baseball, but I think Anaheim is a talent black hole because they have literally over the last 10 years they have had Mike Trout, they have had Albert Pujols. Yes,
yeah.
they have this generation's best player. They've had last generation's best player with Albert Pujols,
and they had the most exciting player in 100 years.
They have Shohei Ohtani, who's quite possibly the best player of the next generation.
Well, and they had the movie Angels in the Outfield.
They had the movie Angels in the Outfield with Adrian Brody playing outfield. People forget that. Matthew McConaughey in center. People just Tony Danza as your ace pitcher. People forget that. And then on top of that, you also have they had like Josh Hamilton. They had both Upton brothers. I mean,
they have a funny monkey as a alternative mascot. They have everything going for them.
The damn rally monkey.
It's a really nice stadium too.
It's not as nice. It's kind of.
I mean, but it's so easy to get into baseball, and baseball seems to be like, but what if we stop you?
Yeah.
So anyway, my thing's kiddie pools.
Okay. All right. So kiddie pools are Kyle's back of the week.
Good and my back.
All right. My back of the week is I've actually got 2 real quick, but I want to start here, guys. And it's overused right nowadays to say nature is healing. But guys, I'm pretty positive that nature is healing because as of last night, we have got. I don't know if you can hear it. I got to add it to the stream. The beer snakes are back, people.
Oh, very nice.
So the beer snakes, for those that don't know what a beer snake is, it's when drunken fans, most of the time sitting in bleachers,
Mm-hmm.
pile up their beer cups to the point where it creates a snake, and it's long enough. And this is a long ass beer snake. Look at that. That's from the top of the bleachers at Wrigley Field, and it extends down to the lower level of the bleachers.
I actually saw that beer snake is now on Zillow, and it's $1,900 a month, and you can stay there. It says right off the red line.
It is. It really is. That's how big this thing is. You can rent space in
Did
this
you
beer
take this
snake.
video?
I took this video. So I was at the game last night. I was at Cubs Cardinals Sunday Night Baseball last night.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
I was keeping an update on it. All right. So it started out where the beer snake was in center field and it got real long. Okay. Then security came and they made them dismantle the beer snake. Okay. So it was gone. It was gone. But luckily, left field had a beer snake going. And so they had their beer snake at full force.
Do you know how you actually make these things? Is you just take one of the cups and you take a lighter and you light the bottom of it and it just grows out of the top.
Oh, wow.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, the closer you get to Independence Day, the easier it is to find.
So then left snake beer snake gets destroyed. And but they had one started in left center field.
I love it.
And so then that one got destroyed. This was seriously this was better drama than Cubs Cardinals, and it was a 2-0 game the entire game.
A lot of Cardinals fans are actually upset on Facebook because of the showboating. They said that it's not beer snaking in the right way.
Right? Yeah. Well, they have the best. They have the best beer snakes in baseball. Is what they say.
They do.
You know what kills me every time I see these?
Cardinals fans, if you trespass on their property. Oh, sorry.
Yes.
No, too soon. Too soon.
Too soon. The amount of money that's spent on all those beers. You know what I mean?
And I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up because one of my biggest gripes with this whole thing is and you know what? I'm just going to do it. I'm going to share my own tweet from last night. But my biggest problem to me is that baseball teams will they break these beer snakes up. They come in, they say, guys, what are you doing? You can't do beer snakes here at the park. If I'm a Major League Baseball team, I'm encouraging beer snakes. I'm saying, go out there. I'm pitting sections against each other. Let's see if section, 117 can beat section 248 with their beer snake. And then I'm getting, because you know why? Because then people are going out and buying beer snakes. Or buying beers to add to the
novelty
snake.
cups too. You're selling like $15, $18 cups that cost you $1.
Exactly. This guy right here, that Jim Mumford at JK Mumford tweeted, that cup snake is like 100 feet. So let's say 2 cups an inch, 2,400 beers at $12 per. That's a $30,000 snake.
Right. And even if you're super
my
conservative,
goodness.
even if you're super conservative with the numbers, that's a $12,000 snake.
That
Like
is
if you're assuming the cups are huge,
Right.
Huge. That's tens of thousands of dollars for one of 3 things that you saw within a baseball game.
Like, look at that. Like, if anything, like I'm encouraging that. Like, yeah, make the beer snake. Make it as long as you can. Let's see if we can do a beer snake around the stadium. Forget the wave. Let's just go beer snake around the entire park.
Kyle, I think this is why baseball plays so many games. I think we just figured it out here.
Yeah,
right
a
now.
game within a game. We've been.
They're out here playing chess.
Right.
We're over here playing. Chinese checkers.
They're out here playing chess in the way that young people don't care to watch. That's how they're out here playing chess.
My other back of the week, tech.
Oh,
I've been seeing these things everywhere recently.
Wait, for real though?
Yeah, I've been seeing some tech videos, and they're like sort of like how Pokemon cards came back and are like.
I got a sponsored ad on my Instagram feed the other day for tech decks, which made me real like self-conscious. Like, what have I been looking up on the internet to where I get a targeted ad for tech decks?
I know you always wonder how you get these targeted ads. So you just assume like you're talking about stuff and your phone picks it up, which is crazy. How to commit bank fraud, and so it's sort of like, it's tough.
New jet ski. Sea-Doos. I like Sea-Doos.
Austin gets an ad for the website seadudes.com.
So yeah, I don't know. Okay, I'm glad we're all on board with tech decks. Like
I can't wait to get KB Toys ads because we're all about to get them, right?
If KB Toys could afford ads, we would get one.
It's gonna be an ad for like an at-home boutique for children's clothing called Katie's Boys, and it's just gonna be like everything's gonna look like Live, Laugh, Love font.
Oh man, I got another Katie's Toys. My wife's like, "Why do you keep getting me all these Katie's Toys products or Katie's Boys?" AD, what's your ugly of the week?
So yeah, I mentioned it earlier. I said I would retire if I had to play for Andy Reid again. I still stand by that. But, it's just funny that I'm just wondering what happened there. So for those of you who don't know, Le'Veon Bell tweeted out some feelings that he had about Andy Reid. I think it probably has something to do with, something that was promised to him maybe
and
before he came.
Reply tweeted out. Like reply to someone whose name was like Le'Veon Chill or something. Like replied to a robot. Or
it was Durant. A burner account.
Yeah.
Well, here's the actual tweet.
So Le'Veon Bell, who went from the Steelers to the Jets to the Chiefs.
Right.
So he doesn't. The Chiefs, who just won the AFC,
a year, held out was the best running back in the league for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
like was unstoppable. And
right.
I think lost in all of this was that he was on the trajectory to be a Hall of Fame running back, which don't happen very often.
Right.
If Jamal Charles isn't in the Hall of Fame, there's a high floor.
Right.
For running back.
Le'Veon essentially said, "I don't want to play for a loser with the Jets."
Mm-hmm.
Then he goes to the Chiefs, says, "I don't want to play for a winner."
Right.
Like the Chiefs, and he doesn't want to play for, a team that, balances the middle, probably skews more towards a winner, but with the Steelers.
Yeah.
So what teams does Le'Veon Bell want to play for? I'm going to go out on a limb, and this might be one of the hotter takes that you'll hear this week, but I think the problem might be with Le'Veon.
That's a bold take.
I didn't even.
Let me turn on the take siren real quick.
Yeah, flip the take siren on.
Take siren's on. It's on.
Take siren. This might be a take siren take.
Burning hot take right there.
But the problem might lie with Le'Veon.
There is something to. I don't hate his idea to hold out a year because running backs they have so few healthy years in the NFL, and so I don't hold it against the guy for being like I need to make the most.
He did get paid.
He got paid. It backfired massively, but he made the money. And then he went to the Chiefs where he was the third running back. And then a guy got hurt and he became the second running back behind a rookie they drafted in the first round. And then that guy got hurt and then he did nothing. It's not like he didn't get a shot. He was the number one running back on the top offense that's existed in 10 years. And he didn't do anything with it. And then he's like, it must be, whose fault it is I didn't get yards? The greatest receiving running back coach who's ever existed in the NFL. It must be the guy who's made 800 running backs great. It must be his fault. It must be that guy who the greatest offensive mind of a generation must be what was holding me back. It certainly can't be that I tried to juke before the handoff got in my hands.
Well, and also it's like Le'Veon chose to sign with the Chiefs. Had Le'Veon not seen a Chiefs game prior to signing there?
The way they use players?
They must not throw 65 times a game.
And if I'm an offensive player who, it's important for me to get the football in my hands, the Chiefs are probably not the team I'm signing with. Even if I want
the fastest guy in the league and the tight end's going to get a couple looks.
Right. The Chiefs have so many offensive weapons.
Yeah.
It's absurd.
And I think the funny thing is though that he was a pretty good receiver for the Steelers. He was actually a very good receiver, and he still didn't fit into that offense because the game changes, right? You took a year off. That's a lot of time. There's new players coming in. Who was it that they drafted last year? Clyde. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I mean,
Clyde Edwards, Elair. Remember,
Elair.
I think that you also have
the H is silent.
It is. You gave yourself 5 weeks to understand Andy Reid's offense. It took Mahomes a year and 2 off seasons, and you're just like, I'm gonna plug in and do this. It's like, nah, you know what I mean? No,
Right.
no one. They've never had a good rookie.
Well, and Andy Reid's offense is just slightly different from the Jets' offense, who I believe are still running the playbook from Madden '94,
right?
Where it's just run straight, run left, run right.
Yeah, gosh. LeVeon Bell was like, I didn't expect to be running da bomb so much.
So AD, hit us with the tweet. Did you pull up the tweet?
Oh yeah, the tweet. Yeah. So there's a lot of capitalizations going on. So there's a lot of emphasizing that's going to be happening here. This was at 8:16 on Saturday, or no, Sunday. Oh, sorry. Actually, wait. This wasn't the original one. I don't have. I have the response.
Okay.
Does anyone have the original tweet? Let me.
No, but I do have a good tweet to share from him.
Go ahead and share that while I pull up.
All right. So right here you've got Charles James II, CJ Deuce tweeting, retweeting the Pro Football Talk story of Le'Veon Bell. I'll never play for Andy Reid again. I'd retire first. Charles James says, wonder what made him say this. Chiefs safety and all-around badass Tyrann Mathieu tweets, these fellas will blame everybody for their lack of success. That's how I know I'm built different. To which Le'Veon Bell,
athlete in the history of sports to be built different.
Yeah, right. To which Le'Veon Bell responds, LOL, okay.
Tyrann Mathieu is one of the few players in the league that I don't think you want to be on the other side of, because he's so beloved by players. I think that he is one of my favorite players, and honestly, maybe the greatest Chiefs free agency signing of all time. As far as impact, they don't win a Super Bowl without him.
Oh yeah,
and
definitely
he is so loved by players that he might be overrated as a player. But he's everywhere. Everything he does doesn't show up in a book, like a stat sheet. He is, but he's the epitome of when the players say that Kobe was the hardest player ever to guard.
Yeah,
Kobe was the best player ever. And then stat people are like, Kobe, but Kobe didn't do this great, and Kobe missed too many. But you're like, but the player just told you.
Yeah,
and that's what happens with Mathieu, not to a Kobe extent, but everyone says he's the guy, he's the hardest to do this. He outworks everyone. He's smarter than everyone. Every single person does this thing. It's like, how are you going to LOL okay that guy who's nothing but a player advocate.
Right.
It's like Le'Veon seems to just be digging his heels in.
I'm not even in the league, and I wouldn't even LOL okay Tyrann Mathieu.
Yeah, and the thing about Le'Veon digging his heels in is he's not as good at juking as he used to be. So once his heels are dug in, he's gonna get.
He's stuck. Yeah, gonna get hit by the honey badger.
And I still hope he would be good. I want a guy to hold out and get some power back from ownership
and still be successful. Yeah.
Right,
successful. But it's the worst position to do it with.
AD, you got that tweet?
Yeah, I'm going to read the follow-up tweet that he said, because I can't find the original. But
okay,
he goes, basically what he said originally was that I'll retire before I play for Andy Reid again. He goes, I said what I said and don't regret at all what I said. For those who have a personal problem with me because of what I said, that's fine. You have your right. Just understand I also have my right for how I feel about my personal, that I made public, problem with dude because of what he said to me.
Man, why does that sound like a lady yelling at a Costco employee about a mask?
Yeah, right. I said
what I said.
That is the ultimate Karen response from an NFL running back I've ever heard in my life. That is my man juked more times in that tweet than he has in his entire career.
Yeah, it is real. What has really happened from this is we lose sight that he was unstoppable for 4 years and had every right
amazing.
To say he should be the highest paid running back in the league, and if Andy Reid has been his coach during then, it would have been the most nuts thing you've ever seen in your life. So, I think I've kind of come around to think that this seems a little blown out on all sides. I hope
Le'Veon Bell is like the mind of a wide receiver built into a running back's body.
Right.
He's got the diva like feel to him, like the wide receiver, like the Terrell Owens, like that whole persona of a wide receiver mind, but he's just in a really good running back's body.
It's not a bad take. I mean, think about all the touches he got too. Like, certainly for 4 or 5 years when you're the best running back, you think that you're going to be the highest paid, but like, think about all the usage he got. He got injured too. He was injured a bunch. Like, so it's like at that point, man, like you got to realize you got to take what you can get. That's basically the reality.
I don't buy into this retroactive disliking of things always happens when something like where people are like saying now Le'Veon was just a product of the offensive line the Steelers have.
Of the Steelers offensive line, yeah.
And I'm like, no, did you never watch? He destroyed everybody.
Clearly never watched football.
It's absolutely crazy because they've had other okay running backs. It's a little bit like a Jamal Charles, where people are like he's part of this great offensive line, or not even Jamal, more like a Priest Holmes into Larry Johnson, to like all out where you're like these are good running backs. The offensive line's good, but then you see an average running back behind it, and you're like they are literally average.
Yeah,
they can't make the same plays. Yeah, you're right.
I think he'll end up getting a job somewhere. I hope there's not that many running backs.
Maybe the Steelers.
What, Kyle? What's your ugly of the week?
My ugly of the week is shopping online for a kiddie pool. It is. Why is it so hard to find what you're looking for online? There's too many options. It's like walking into a Quick Trip to get a snack. You're gonna be there too long. Get something and leave. So if you're like me and when you buy something online, you start reading reviews. First off, think about who leaves the review. A sociopath. So don't worry about what any of them have to say. Who's like, you know what I am strongly opinionated about enough today to take up my time? Tongs. And then they like write out the aging of tongs.
Right.
There's too many kiddie pools. There should be 4. Maybe I don't like capitalism. I think if I type in kiddie pool, it should be like, do you want the kiddie pool or the blue one? And that should be all that pops up.
Right.
I don't think there's too many options for everything. Just buy a thing and because what's better than not having, like, all I want is to have the kiddie pool. I don't care about the options. And so getting anything is better than the nothing.
Which, not to go too deep onto a tangent, but like, I want to dig a little bit deeper into the person that writes the review on the tongs.
Yeah. Right.
Like, so you use the tongs, you buy the tongs, you receive the tongs, you use the tongs for, let's say, a week, maybe 2.
And you're like,
how much grilling or food making you're making,
and then
I'm really enjoying these.
And you're like, these are the John Kerry of tongs. They're always flip flopping.
Well, right.
Like, all this stuff in.
Yeah.
How long you been sitting on that?
And that's the thing. It's like, how long? Like, are you thinking about the review before you sit down to write the review? Like, is there some pre-thought, or is it you sit down and then you start to construct your thought process about the tongs, and then are you doing this regardless? Like, is there like an internal clock in your mind of whenever you receive the tongs to the time that you need to sit down to review the tongs? How do you know
they're verified that is as good or as bad as they'll ever get? Also, like, I don't trust anyone who leaves a bad review. I am on the side of the business, or I am on the side of the product. I think it's the user's fault almost every time.
I agree.
I think that let's say you go into a restaurant and then you're like, server was short with me. Maybe their dad exploded that day and they still had to come to work.
Right.
And now you're like abusing someone making $1.80 an hour whose dad exploded.
Yeah. Maybe their Nana died. You don't know.
Sorry. People have things outside of bringing you water.
Do dads explode often? Is that a common occurrence?
It does for people who work
in the restaurant
industry. The restaurant industry. Yeah. I was going to say that.
Okay. That makes sense.
It's just because they have those, do you know blast chillers?
Oh yeah.
That's when I was looking for apartments.
It's an industry thing.
I would always ask them if they had a blast chiller when they would be showing me the apartment. I just thought it was so funny to like ask. I'm like, it's a dishwasher. I thought it might have been a blast chiller. Like they were just like D1 in a 1-bedroom apartment or something.
They're like, yeah, just does this place come equipped with a blast chiller?
This place have a blast chiller? They're like, we have hookups.
We have hookups.
Yeah, you'll have to bring your own blast chiller.
Right. Actually, the last tenant took theirs. We didn't think they would. But look, don't leave review. I don't know how this turned into a review thing. The only thing crazier than someone leaving a 1-star review about something is someone who leaves a 3-star review about something. How are you so passionate about being so impassionate about this?
Right.
How are you like, God, I am so indifferent right now. What's the Wi-Fi password?
Yeah. It's like they're not the best tongs I've ever had, but they're not the worst.
Right. And so I'm here to talk about. I had to hear my own voice in my head while I typed. That's what every review should say, is I needed to feel. So I needed to feel a semblance of power today. I wanted to feel powerful when I tried to jaywalk in front of a car, but he swerved around me. And so I don't feel powerful then. I flipped him off. He didn't even look. So here I am telling you that my dog didn't like this pool. And it can't be my dog's fault because he likes a different pool.
Meanwhile,
I think you nailed it.
I tried to leave a review about an art installation that my girlfriend worked on. I want to leave a nice thing so they can get, you got to get higher on Google and stuff like that. And I left one and they go, you haven't reviewed enough stuff, so no one can see your review. It's like, how do I review enough stuff?
Yeah, what the hell?
No one can see the review. I'm at 0. I type one up. I'm still at 0. How do I get to 1 so then I can get to 2?
Right.
You need to start reviewing some more tongs, I guess.
I don't know.
That's pretty much all it is.
Just why it's so overwhelmed. This whole conversation about this is how I feel shopping for stuff online, where I'm like, I need a kiddie pool for my dog, and then I type it in, and then I'm like, I don't want Kiddie in my search history, so I'm like opening an incognito browser, and then I'm like,
pool for small people.
Right now, my password's not.
Yeah,
set
and then you don't want one for...
and I'm like, so I don't know. My dog is dying of heat stroke because of this.
Okay, all right. Well, that's where I thought
that's my ugly.
That was the conclusion I was going to get to all that. Yeah. Kyle's ugly. His dog's dying. Yep, there it is. There's his dying dog right there.
R.I.P. buddy.
R.I.P. in peace, little guy. All right, my ugly of the week is the Space Jam curse. Have you guys heard about this?
Oh,
people are asking.
When the first one came out.
This comes via Reddit user Cornrow Kawhi, both Cornrow and Kawhi spelled with K's. Shout out that. I love anyone
2 K's. Okay, one more. Think about it.
Yeah, don't go like Cornrow Kawhi's kangaroo. The LeBron. So LeBron James and Anthony Davis are both in the new Space Jam. They were eliminated.
Diana Taurasi.
Damian Lillard in the new Space Jam, eliminated. Klay Thompson in the new Space Jam.
ACL.
Didn't even make the playoffs. They all had their NBA teams eliminated before the second round of the 2021 playoffs. All of the players were also voicing characters in the film Space Jam: A New Legacy. So people are talking, is there a Space Jam curse? So I decided to do a little deeper digging here, okay? And I realized that this year also Michael Jordan, he was in the original Space Jam.
Hold on. Yeah, you're right.
He failed to make the playoffs this year.
Mm-hmm. They don't talk about that when talking about who's the GOAT. Jordan hasn't made the playoffs in like 2 decades.
No. Thank you, Kyle. I appreciate you bringing that up. Kyle's our stats and info guru.
Actually, I think Bill Murray didn't make the playoffs that year either. No,
Bill Murray has also failed to make the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
Charles Barkley, outside of his TV work, not making the playoffs. And I don't think anyone's saying Draymond Green made the playoffs because of his TV work. So Charles Barkley didn't make the playoffs. Patrick Ewing, Larry Johnson, Muggsy Bogues, Sean Bradley.
Neither Larry Johnson.
Neither Larry Johnson. Chiefs running back or the center for the Charlotte Hornets. None of them made the playoffs. Guys, dare I say the Space Jam curse is real?
Is it more of like a Looney Tune curse? Like, is it like a Warner Brothers thing? I mean, I think there's got to be something connected there.
That's something to be asked too. Also, I want to. I think we've all seen this clip of LeBron. So LeBron, after he was eliminated, they asked, are you going to play for Team America in the Olympics? And LeBron gives his like funny little comment.
Mm-hmm.
James?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The chosen one.
Squad, call them now. So didn't have much success versus Sun. So now I am gearing my attention to the Goon Squad here in July, mid-July. So I'm gonna let the ankle rest for about a month. Then Lola.
It's literally just an ad for Space Jam.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? But this is a lot like the home run conversation.
Hang on, this is where I wanted to.
The ankle rest for about a month. Then Lola, Taz, Granny, Bugs, and the rest of the crew.
Okay, first of all, I just want to real quick go over the way the order of tunes that he named.
Right, like his power rankings of remembering Looney Tunes is very odd.
Lola, Taz, Granny, Bugs,
and then Bugs.
First of all, how is Bugs the fourth Looney Tune that you name?
I think that means Anthony Davis might be on the trading block. Basically, what he just told me was Jeannie Buss, Alex Caruso, his entire agency as a whole, Anthony Davis.
Yeah,
that's the Lakers situation you just said.
Without question. Like if he's naming Looney Tunes in that order, just think about how he names his teammates to other people in that order. Granny, he gave Granny top billing over Bugs. And first of all, let's not ignore the fact that he said Lola off the top.
Yeah,
Lola. Like
no one could be worse than
LeBron.
Kyle Kuzma was for that entire series. So I think he's okay naming anybody.
I'm not saying. Look, I know LeBron's a happily married man. I think, right? Is he married?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Happily married man. Naming Lola first, dude. Like after working on set with her for how long? 3-4 months.
Is there something going on? Perhaps.
I
Maybe
think that's just the security that he has in his relationship.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right. Look, I'll give it to him. I don't want to hit in anything. I don't want to start any rumors.
If I was in good enough shape to wear a jean jacket with no other clothes, or even a regular shirt that it looks like a jacket because I'm so big, and then 4 chains, and also if I wish I had the money to rebuy my hairline like that. First off, I would make it look a little less straight across. Like it looks like you're learning the Pythagorean theorem on LeBron's hair.
Yeah, that is too straight.
All I would do, I would.
It's a right angle.
Who wants to go to the Olympics for like the 19th time?
Especially when they're in Japan, and apparently Japan's coronavirus numbers are like only 3% of their population is vaccinated.
People don't remember LeBron James beat the Soviet Union in the Olympics. That's how long he's been playing basketball professionally.
LeBron James, that was James Naismith's team, right?
LeBron James Naismith.
Yeah. So
LeBron came up with the idea to cut the bottom of the baskets out so the ball could fall. That's how long he's been in the league. He's like, I'm tired of the ladder. Also, because they did that for a while where they got it down every time. How stupid did everyone feel when someone came up with let's cut the bottom of the basket out? How stupid do you feel? Then you have to move the ladder back? Embarrassing.
You're not wrong.
And from Kansas, so embarrassing.
Last thing I wanted to share, and this is going to be terrible for our podcast listener, but last thing I wanted to share was this photo. And you're probably like, wait a minute. All right, who is that? Is that Mike? Is that Mike Leach? Is that Mississippi State head coach Mike Leach? Who's he with? Oh, just so happens to be it's Mike Leach and his good friend Jim Caviezel.
Wow. Wow. So Mike Leach is looking like Jesus on Easter. My man is struggling down there in the photo.
Look at this.
We're living in a simulation. This is proof.
I think what everyone needs to take away from all this is the restraint Austin has had to not click on his 5 notifications on Twitter to see what notifications he's got has been absolutely incredible. Jim Caviezel, I don't know if he's been in a lot of movies. Didn't he get struck by lightning making The Passion of the Christ or something like that?
Probably.
Like some insane thing happened.
I think
would be like, maybe we ease up on this. Everyone knows the end.
I think Mike. Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, everyone knew the end with Titanic, but that didn't stop me from seeing it. 6 times in theaters.
Yeah.
The Mike Leach, I think Mike Leach has maybe been struck by lightning a few times. Not enough people talk about that, but yeah. So all right, before we get out of here, got to go over the Frank fact with you and the time for the Frank fact, everyone's favorite part, where we just basically we get a fact from Frank and we share it with you. Because
I think I know what it is. It's you can be swallowed by a whale and spit out and, and live to talk about it.
Yeah, not enough people talk about it. All right, so I've actually got 2 quick Frank facts today. The first one, the Mona Lisa is missing eyebrows.
Wow, that fact became so much less interesting with the last word.
Yeah, but what else?
Right.
What else could it be? Which
Here's a chart of that fact's interest to me. The Mona Lisa is missing eyebrows.
What could I have said to make that more interesting?
You could have
said the Mona Lisa is missing. Is that what you said?
Just missing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, you're right. That actually is more exciting. That's our Frank fact. How would Frank know before everyone else, though? That's the question.
That is crazy. Do you have wow. That's why it's not a full smile.
They got to be there, right? They're like right above. No.
They look like they're photoshopped out.
Maybe it wasn't
really
cool
does.
to like.
Was
have
Leonardo da
eyebrows back
Vinci
then.
the original Photoshop?
I think Leonardo da Vinci invented the blur tool.
Photoshop.
People don't remember that.
Is Leonardo da Vinci to blame for Adobe products being so expensive?
They
Is
just
he the
adjusted for
founder
inflation
of
this whole
Adobe?
time?
Adobe
A Da Vinci.
A Da Vinci.
Adobe Da Vinci.
A Da Vinci Photoshop. All right. And then Frank didn't think that one would get us very excited, which I think it already got us more excited than he probably thought it would. He says, if that doesn't get you excited, I discovered today. Oh, what state? Okay.
Start over.
Yeah. Sorry. Let me start over here. What state is the 5th largest state in America? All right. We all know number 1's Alaska.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 is Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3 is California. Number 4 is Montana.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just by landmass. What do we think number 5 is?
Wyoming.
Kyle says Wyoming. AD, do you have a guess?
Idaho.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna stick with Wyoming.
All right. Well, I'll say this. Neither of you are right. Do you want to take one last guess?
Whichever
Actually, I know this.
Arizona and New Mexico.
No, I know this. It's Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. AD's own state. He is guessing his own state.
Sticking to my roots here.
5th largest state in America.
I think New Mexico is probably bigger than Arizona, so I'll say that because Arizona has Mexico cuts through more of it if it was a square.
Well, I'll say this right here. Kyle Ayers, the big winner.
No.
New Mexico, the number 5 state in America.
Kyle basically said like 5 states. So,
he did say 5, which
that worked
my
my way
a better
back.
chance of winning. But so Kyle Ayers, New Mexico, the 5th largest state in America.
Who knows where it gets its name? That's
how about
the crazy
that?
Mystery about states.
That is shocking that New Mexico is that high in the rankings of landmass states.
I mean, it's like half of the size of 4, though, or not 4, of 3. Like it's kind of a quick drop off, I think.
Of Montana,
New Mexico's probably closer to the same size as Missouri as it is to California.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
It's a top heavy thing, I guess is what I'm saying.
Oh, you're saying
they're top heavy.
You're saying they're big.
The big ones.
It's like the size of like 12 states, and then California is like, and Texas are like the size of like 8 states. And then New Mexico is just like big Colorado.
There you go. New Mexico's big Colorado.
If you guys take away one thing from this, it's that I sound high.
Big Colorado.
All right, that's gonna do it for this week. The Junk Drawer subscriber rate review. Go check out Kyle Ayers. He's gonna be playing Tacoma this weekend. 2 shows. All right.
I'm not
Friday. And
shout out
Saturday.
Tacoma.
Shout out to. I've always thought about just doing that. Just saying I'm gonna be on shows and seeing what the venue. Like just be like I'm on the Tonight Show tonight.
People are like looking for tickets
and see if anyone tunes in. Yeah. And tries not to catch the link the next day.
or like ask like, "Yo, how'd it go, man?"
Kyle was
online.
Kyle was on Conan. If you guys want to go check out that link. In fact, Kyle, next time we have you on this podcast, we're just going to play your entire set on Conan.
That is a lot less for me to prep.
No, but do check out Never Seen It podcast. Rate, review, and subscribe to that. But don't rate it if you're only going to give it 3 stars, and don't rate it if you're going to give a negative comment about like how everything sucks except for the host. But Never Seen It podcast. Kyle, is there anything else we can plug for you? At Kyle Ayers on all the socials.
Yeah, I mean, the best thing you can do for people, I guess, is follow them on these social things, but I hate them.
You hate the socials or the people that follow you?
Social media so much, it makes me very sad.
Social media does. It sucks. It's got its perks, but it does suck.
It's a beast.
I mean, how else am I going to tell you I hate you, Kyle? And that wasn't funny.
I
Right?
know. Right now, just a second ago, you did it.
I invite you onto my podcast just to tell you that a joke you tweeted last week wasn't funny.
I know.
All right. And that's AD. Follow him at Korked for all things Pittsburgh, Korked Bats stuff. Yeah, do you guys got anything for the road?
Will Le'Veon Bell retire
No.
if he has to play for Andy Reid?
Ooh.
I can see him retiring to save face. Like, you know, like you can't
At
fire
this
me, I
point?
quit, and everyone's like, "That's fine." Like
Just
storming
go.
out of a job that no one's paying attention to.
He's like, that's it. I quit. And they're like, oh, we didn't. Honestly, we didn't know you were still here.
Does he still work here?
Yeah.
The other branch has been paying you this whole time.
Wow. Yeah.
You've been getting your money from New York.
Listen, you've been getting paid by the St. Louis Battlehawks this entire time, Le'Veon. All right. What is the word I say, AD, to end these broadcasts? What is it?
You started it too.
That's right.
Ahoy.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Ahoy.